Hey folks, I just got back from RetroGameCon here in Syracuse, New York, and it was really a blast. It was phenomenal. I want to talk a little bit about that before I go into some of the recent things I've found. Actually, you know what? Before that, I just want to talk about some of the other things I found that recently that weren't there. I don't really have too much to say, so I'm just going to kind of rush through these. I actually have a copy of Mickey Mousecapades that I just got. I don't know where it is, but I got it at a pawn shop, as well as this game, Scooby-Doo Mystery. This actually seems a little interesting. Mickey Mousecapades is complete crap. I knew that going in, but it's a Disney game. I like those. I'm trying to get as many of those as possible. So, but hey, I found that they don't individually price their games there. So I'm probably going to be heading back every once in a while, seeing if I can get any good deals. And up at my local favorite game store locally, Voltage Video Games, I just grabbed a couple things. This was half off, RoboCop on the NES. It's marked as $2, but they're selling it for half price. For $1. It's horrendous. This game is truly terrible. Oh, God. Kessen 2, PS2, strategy game. I'm a fan of the series. I have Kessen 1 and 3. Like both of those. Never had this one. Big fan of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms games and Dynasty Warriors games. It's in that setting. Don't know how I feel about the character design. They gender swapped a few characters, which is a little weird for me, but, you know, whatever. Probably enjoy it. I mean, I've heard this is, from a few people, this is probably the best one, so there you go. And Pope LaCroix, I believe is how it's pronounced. Couldn't get the sticker off there. Actually, no, I think that's from the previous owner. I saw this in an ad once, and it just looked interesting, and I saw that they had it. I'm like, $10 for an RPG. I'm kind of looking for new RPGs. Also kind of looking for some more PSP games. This game could be good. Hopefully it's good. Maybe not. I don't know. Who cares? Well, I care if it was good, but anyway. RetroGameCon here in Syracuse. Fantastic. Loved it. They had some panels. I only got to attend one of them. They had some more. Like, one was sort of like Antique Roadshow. Hey, bring in your rarest games. We'll look at them, I guess, and see how much, like, guesstimate how much they're worth. I brought in a few. I brought Punisher for the Genesis, a few of my Super Famicom games, including my Complete in Box Gundam game, SD Gundam GX. The heck else did I bring? I don't know, just a few. Oh, my Final Fantasy games for it. The Super Famicom that I recently got. Yeah, no, those brought those in, but I kind of got a little bit intimidated because, like, one of the guys had Snatcher. And when someone has goddamn Snatcher, the piddly-ass little copy of Punisher with the beat-up cover on the Genesis, as rare as that is, it's like, oh, well, I'm going to feel goofy. But yeah, no, didn't see that one, but I saw the Sega, a panel they did on Sega games, like hidden gems in the Genesis library. I got a few leads towards games that looked interesting. Might have to look into those. The guy mentioned a few other, like, it was a good panel. The guy knew what he was talking about. He has a blog on Tumblr, Sega Endings. I'm just going to give it a little plug here because it looked interesting. I looked through it a little bit. He is just going to go out. He's trying to beat all the Sega Genesis games he has. He has pretty close to a complete collection, I'm guessing. And yeah, it was he knew his stuff, certainly. I have to disagree with him on a couple things. Like he said, the first Eternal Champions is a good game. No. I loved it as a kid. It has an interesting concept, interesting story, which is rare for a fighting game. Really grotesquely violent fatalities, which are fun. And an amazing soundtrack. It's not a good game. It's almost unplayable. But, you know, hey. Multiplayer, I'm guessing it's a lot better. Never really did that. Because I can't get anyone else to play Eternal Champions with me. I'm sure the Sega CD version's good. Apparently it's cheap, and I kind of want it. But yeah, there was another panel after that that I just didn't go to. I don't know. The guy I was with, my ride was he. No, he went home and he had other things, and it didn't really interest me too much. Sit in a room with a bunch of people talking about Final Fantasy, because, like, yeah, I can talk. I can hold my own in a conversation about Final Fantasy. Ask me about Final Fantasies 8, 10, and 13. The first of those two are fan favorites. I will not say nice things. It will lead to arguments. Hell, I think 4 is a little overrated. Wow, people think that, right? No, I like 4 though, but not as good as like 5, 6, 7, or 9. And I think the first one's just kind of first one is aged horribly, I think, but overall, that sounds like interesting panels. I actually talked with the guy who was running the convention. So, hey, me and the guy who brought me, who's a friend of his, I could probably do a panel with this guy. I mean, we could, and it just sound like something we could do. Anyway, on to the stuff I got. First thing, this thing in my lap. And actually, this is all the stuff right here. If you're wondering why the camera's a little offside there. Pretty decent selection of things. I got a lot of cool stuff. Starting off with this Super NES Game Secrets. It's one of those hint guides or whatever. And, I mean, there's... I like these. I think these are cool. Really not much to say, but, if you can pick some of these up, they're fun. They're really fun. I like them. I actually got that, and, let's see. Shoot. At least one of these other games I kind of forgot. A couple of these other games from the same guy, and he had this box full of games he wasn't selling. He just wanted to show what he had, because, hey, look, if you had a boxed copy of Secret of Mana, a copy of Earthbound, friggin', like, Super Famicom copies of Legend of Zelda, and, like, a friggin' copy of Panzer Dragoon Saga, you would want to show it off too, right? I mean, I'm not going to begrudge the guy for that. It's just like, part of me was tempted to be like, mine, run. Of course, it's Panzer Dragoon Saga, because, like, that's the hardest one there to get. Some of the other stuff is cool too. But anyway, on to probably the least super kick-ass awesome things I got. Still something I'm very happy about. Mortal Kombat 2, complete in box, Genesis. Box is a little stiff. Well, of course it is, but, like, I don't know. It looks like it just doesn't feel like it's in great condition. But I have a complete copy of Mortal Kombat 2, and I'm happy about that. All seems to be a little bit of mold here. And there's these stickers here, the S180, whatever that means. One on the manual, too. You can see it right there. And this I found interesting. Funny, a little bit. See those staples? I have never seen that. I have never seen rusty staples on a Genesis guide, or any kind of guide at all. I've seen these in horrible condition. It's actually not in bad condition at all, but rusty staples on it. Like, that's a new one on me. I mean, I'm not complaining, because I think this cost me like $3. But yeah, I now have Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 complete in the box for the Genesis. All I need now is a box and manual for my copy of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and I have that little part of my collection complete. Awesome. And then I have a game that I've actually been wanting ever since I got a 32X. Mortal Kombat 2 on the 32X, which I'm quite happy about getting. It's one of the better ports of the game. I played it a little bit. Seems to be, like, almost as good as the Super Nintendo version. And it has the Genesis soundtrack, too, which I prefer over the Super Nintendo soundtrack to this. It's a little more moody and creepy, and I like that. I think it does. It's been a while since I played it. I could be wrong. But, yeah, Genesis, or 32X, Mortal Kombat 2. Awesome port of one of the greatest fighting games of the 16-bit era. And Up next, probably the cooler things I got, starting off with the least cool, I guess. PN03, product number 3, whatever. From what I understand, a friend of mine told me to grab this. It was $2, which is a lot less than it usually goes for. Complete manual disc. Disc is in pretty good condition. I don't foresee any problems with it, and if there is, it's $2. I can't return it, but you know, $2. Yeah, it's apparently like a shoot 'em up. You know, he told me that I'd probably like it. I mean, I don't really like shoot 'em ups, but apparently it's not really a ridiculously hard one, and that's always been my problem with that genre. And kind of curious to hook up my Wii because I don't have a GameCube and play this. Besides, I'm always kind of on the lookout for more GameCube games. It's a great system, great library of games. And I just have so few of them, and it's great to add another one to my little collection of it. Up next, Alicia Dragoon on the Sega Genesis. A little bit of sticker residue there, unfortunately. It's actually still sticky. They had really adhesive stickers at this guy's booth. But, jeez, the selection this guy had, like, straight up awesome. Amazing. He has a store up, well, it's outside of driving range for me, or because I don't have a car, but it's outside of my range. But any chance I'm going to get a ride up there, like, sweet merciful Jesus, this guy has an awesome selection, and he says that their Genesis games are cheap because they don't move very well, but they get a lot of them in. Yes! Anyway, this cost me $7. Alicia Dragoon for $7. I've seen it go for a lot more. But typically I think the eBay asking price is like $15. I got it for $7. Pretty cool. I've heard it's a great game. Haven't really spent too much time with it. Played it a bit on an emulator, but, you know, hey. It's pretty cool, from what I understand. And hell, Pat the NES Punk reviewed it and gave it an approving grade. It's really good, you know, and he doesn't review anything that's not on NES. Because he's Pat the NES Punk, that's what he does. And up next, a trio of, this is kind of, I think this is going to be, like, my thing now. A trio of Gundam games on the Super Famicom. See what I mean about the adhesive sticker? I actually got these two here. They were each marked at $9.99, but I asked the guy, is there any way you can cut me a deal on this? I mean, it's like, what do you want? $15 for both? Yeah. So I got these for less than usual. I mean, I'm guessing they're assuming, who's going to buy these? This jackass! Yeah, no. Played them a bit briefly. This one's a strategy game. Not as good as my complete in box one here, but it's the same thing. It's just an earlier, crummier version of it. But, you know, hey, it's in my collection now. I'm happy about that. The music is terrible. Really, the music in this is straight up terrible. But, you know, hey, what you gonna do? And then there's this one, which is called, I actually looked... Actually, no, this last one, I should actually tell you the titles. SD Gundam X Super Gachapon World. I'm probably butchering that Gachapon word, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. And then there's this one, Hero Senki. I believe Senki is Japanese for story. No, that's Gaiden. Whatever. It seems to be an RPG, like a more traditional RPG. I'm really wanting to play this. I'm going to look on GameFAQs, see if there's like a translation guide or an FAQ on it. And yeah, I know with my Super Famicom Final Fantasy games, I said I'm not going to read a translation guide. That's way too much work. But that's because I already have those in English. I don't have this one in English. You can't get this in English unless there's a ROM of it floating around online. There probably is. And then there's this one, which I actually forgot the title of it already. Crap. I'll put a little annotation in afterwards. This game seems to be another like more traditional RPG, the Gundam setting. Very. It was either I think it was either this one or this one that I put them in my Super Nintendo and played them in. The opening. Oh, this one had the opening in English. I got a little excited because, oh wow, I don't have to get a translation guide. The opening, like, text crawl is in English. Yes! And I start playing the game, and I'm like, oh, it's all in a language I don't read. Kick ass. This one had an opening cutscene. Hiro Senki had the opening cutscene is just like this world map or whatever. And like I'm watching this and just going, oh, that is the most Mode 7-y thing I've ever seen. They're milking that Mode 7 for all it's got. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to try to sit down and put some time into these at least a little bit. Maybe not this one quite so much, but the other two certainly. And then there's I wanted to get something big. I wanted to get something really cool. I wanted to spend a decent chunk of money on something, and I did. I certainly did. And I'm actually very happy with this one. This is a game that I've heard very good things about. Never really played it, never really looked much into it, but I saw it there for $40, and I'm like, yeah, give me that. I want that. That's Kudelka. It's a horror RPG by SNK, and I like SNK. I just never played any of their RPGs. And usually it's just like Metal Slug and their fighting games, but this could be good. I've heard very good things about it. And this is in exceptionally good condition. You don't find these. You don't find PS1 games in this good a condition. Like, it's remarkable. Like, there is not a scratch on any of the 4 discs here. 4 discs, not one scratch. A little bit of dust, yeah, but not a scratch. The booklet, just, oh my god, this is an amazing condition. You don't see this in this kind of... It's just gorgeous condition. Oh, I'm almost afraid to touch it. It's in such good condition. All of the case, like, the only problem here are these 2 little cracks in the case that you can't even see. It's like, who cares about that? This one was there when I got it. This one, I went to the bathroom, had the game in my pocket, because I didn't want to put it in my backpack to have it bump against all the other games, get some cracks in it. I bumped into the toilet paper dispenser with my leg where my pocket was, and I had to resist the impulse to go, son of a bitch! But, yeah, it's just gorgeous condition. As soon as I get the price tag off, which might be a bit of a pain in the ass, but, hey, nothing little Goo Gone can't fix. Yeah, it's going to be a pain in the ass sticker, but, hey, Goo Gone. That's what Goo Gone is for. Goo Gone is the collector's friend. It's the collector's secret weapon. Little red-green reference there for you. But yeah, no, first convention that I've ever gone to, because they don't have them in this little podunk town that I live in, this little mid-sized nothing city in upstate New York, Syracuse. We don't have those here. I just went to my first convention ever, and my god, I'm going back next year. Kicked ass. So awesome. Yes, we finally have arrived. Syracuse has finally arrived. We have a great collecting community. I mean, I'm surprised at the turnout we had. Granted, most of it was probably for, like, the Super Smash Brothers thing they had set up. I think they had Street Fighter 4, too. Just, like, whatever. But, just such a great turnout. Like, fantastic. Loved it. So happy. Oh my god, I'm euphoric. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to keep repeating myself for a while, so I'm just going to turn this off right now. But, happy. Happy, joy, happy. Yeah, I'm really bizarrely happy right now. That's not normal for me. I'm supposed to be miserable and hateful. But anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe if you want. Very, very happy with what I got. I mean, just...